and Martha. Bertha's the darker one. Martha's the more speckledy one. And they're both pied Sussex, which means they'll be good table birds, as well as good layers. And I can say they are good layers because we're getting eggs all the time. This is the old chicken coop. We're going to keep it. It's just that there's going to be work done over here. They're potentially going to be putting a flood defence across that line where the trees are. So we just want to create somewhere that they can go whilst the work's happening. This can be the summer retreat. At the weekend, I built that gate. How nice does that look? I'm really chuffed with it. I used bits of wood that came off these trees. You see these cypress trees up here? I cut a lot of that back a few years back, and yeah, I've just used spoke shave, cleaned off all the bark, and there's two nice curves in it, so they work out quite well for that. I think it looks very rustic. It's covered in chicken wire. It's just to stop the chickens getting into the allotment. Into the allotment we go. So this evening I've dug the potato trenches all the way along there, and then there's some potato trenches over on the other side, which I'll go to. Got garlics going on here, we've got leeks in here, and we've got onions there. So we've got white onions and then red onions towards the back. These are 3 potatoes I dug up when I was digging the trenches. These ones are a bit wider. I've dug the trenches now, so tomorrow's sunshine can warm up the soil, because it's actually a very big no-no to plant potatoes into cold soil. So I'm going to plant them in tomorrow, hopefully after the sunshine, and then they'll get growing. Right at the end there is a rhubarb, which I accidentally dug up when I was putting the greenhouse foundations in. But one of the things that's quite funny is that when I dug the foundations for that, I put the soil onto this bed, and lo and behold, there's 2 little rhubarb plants coming up there. There must have just been a shard, you know, a bit of shrapnel off the rhizome, and they've just taken to growing. So I'm going to keep them going, and grow them as separate rhubarb plants. So that's quite cool. Didn't know you could do that. In here we have everything that's growing in a polytunnel. So we've got spinach here, which is we'll be picking it soon. Got some nasturtiums there, which are companion plants. All of these are companion plants. So we have dill. This is dill. Say hello, dill. This is marigolds. Marigolds are brilliant, but the slugs eat them, so we've got to keep an eye on them. I don't know what they are. These are cabbages, golden cabbages apparently. They're doing okay, but we've got some better ones. I don't know what those are over there. There might be Helen's. In the ground here we've got radishes. Of course you've got radishes. You always have to have radishes. You won't see them, but down here we've got spring onions. Oh, you can see them. Brilliant. Yeah, we've got spring onions coming up. And then over here you should be able to see the salads coming up. That's quite good. We'll have some relatively early salads. We're still a bit late. All the strawberries have recovered after the chickens battered them. So we let the chickens in over winter so they're somewhere dry, but they would also eat all the slug eggs, all the beastie eggs that might destroy the strawberries. So we got rid of those. And actually, because it's quite warm, you can see the flowers are starting to come up. Well, can't see any petals, but those are where the flowers are, so that's where the strawberries will be. We've got loads and loads of them. I absolutely love strawberries. Got some more down there, which I actually transplanted from the ones that you've just seen. In these planters we've got peas, and something over there which I've forgotten what I put in. Loads of cabbages. Cabbages everywhere. We've got celery. We eat a lot of celery and juices, so that should be quite exciting. I bought all these different types of lavender from the Secret Herb Garden for £1 each, because they're all going off. That one looks dead, but if you get really close you can actually see some little bits of green in there. So it is alive. It's supposed to look like that. It's a cotton lavender. Lambrook silver apparently. This is a Munstead lavender. I've got a few different types. Blue rider over there. Pink lavender. I basically bought loads of lavenders. I want to plant them in the raised beds just behind the ones you've just seen, because I want a bit more winter colour. These are all sweet corns, and as of yet none have come up. I planted 3 per pot. I might have to move them inside to the propagator. Then there's other various ones that haven't come up over here. We've got curly kale. There's just the sign of one little curly kale there. Maybe too close, I can't see it. I can't see anything else. We've got sunflowers trying to grow. Might have to move them inside, it's possibly not warm enough in here. Loads of sunflowers actually. I love sunflowers. I didn't know Helen had planted them. And I don't know what these are. She's written them in Latin to try and improve her Latin skills. I don't know what they are. Something else I wanted to show you is the blood dock. We never heard of them before, but they're part of the dock family and actually edible. But when you break them off, it creates a red sap. There you go. If I bleed it onto my finger, you can kind of see that, but you can kind of see. You can't see, but yeah, it creates a red sap, so it's called blood dock. Edible, tastes quite nice. Kind of just tastes like a salad. That's the allotment so far. There's Darwin standing guard. The chickens have just got in, so I best try and get rid of them. Ah, get away! Helen's made this bed look really nice. There's lots of tulips coming out now. They're all white. They're all from Sula's wedding. But yeah, it's coming along. There's lots of oh, I'm never going to remember the names of them. Lots of really nice summer flowering plants in here. Yeah, well, in the summer they'll look really good. Over here, so you can see over there in the distance, over there is a pear tree. There's another James Grieve there, which got annihilated by the deer this year. So I'm just I put lots of last year, and I put lots of chicken wire around it. We made some homemade coconuts this time. It's vegetable fat, lots of seeds and some dried fruits. Birds are loving it. We're getting so many birds at the moment. Really, really, really nice. Coming through to here, this is sort of the secret garden. We don't tend to do too much here. We've got a really nice apple tree there that I pruned back 2 years ago. So this year is going to be the first year, and there's another one. This year will be the first year of the fruit, which is very exciting. This is what I did with the pruning stuff, and I left it there with the idea of letting it dry and cutting it down for shavings for smoking. But because the grass grew up, I was told that that's a really nice habitat, so I've got to leave that now. So it could be lots of bumblebees nesting in that. Hopefully there is. This is a pond that we dug a couple of weeks back. Thankfully the mice haven't got underneath in it and drained it like they did the last one. Got some plants to put in. There's an iris in the corner. I don't know if you can see that. Point my finger. That's an iris there. And there's a couple of plants on the edge here. But the birds are loving it. They get, using it for drinking water. I've seen them having little washes. Just this corner here is a really shallow bit. It's only a couple of centimetres deep, so they love bathing in that. And we just got a log there so we can sit on it. And we come to the back of the garden. This is a horribly made pergola. Horribly made pergola. It does the job, and I'll probably replace it at some point in the future. But at the moment up here we've got our horse poo, our manure storage. We've got quite a lot of it. I'll be spreading that out over this year. That bed there is going to go to green manure this year, so we're just going to put green manure on and leave it. This bed, once I've got rid of the manure, is going to have all the sweet corn, so it's going to be full of sweet corn, which is extremely exciting. This is some hedging that's just never done that well. So this year quite even the grass is growing up through that. This year I put some mulch matting down. I'll be putting some bark on top of it, and then I've protected it with this chicken wire fence because I think it was just getting eaten. So hopefully this year it will do a lot better. It's actually looking really good. I mean, there's a lot of leaf on it already, more so than the other hedges. And this is the hop garden. You can't really see them too well at the moment, but if I zoom in, you can start to see the shoots coming up. So this one here is, I don't know what that one is, it's the only one I don't know. But we've got Mathon over there, we've got Phoenix down here, And then we've got cob over here. Well, cob's doing really well actually. You can see the hop shoots there. They're doing really well. I need to put some strings up. They'll start climbing. They'll start falling over soon, so I need to put some strings up to give them something to climb. This is 2 of my willow trees. I planted these here because that tree behind it, give it a year or so, will be dead. It's got massive amounts of canker in it. But we're just going to leave it up. A nice bit of standing deadwood for beetles and insects. And then down here, yep, I've got my 2 willows, 2 different varieties. I've got a purple one there, which I can't remember the name of, but I've got it somewhere else. And then I've got a green one there, which I can't remember the name of. Is this purple one doing alright? Bit of grass growing up there. Take the grass away. But oh, it's a bit slow. It'll get going. It'll get going. It'll be right. Hopefully it's not died. If it has, there's this one here which is doing really well. Might just be a bit cold for it. We'll see how it goes. Yeah, so you've pretty much seen the whole garden. Over there's devastation. I don't know if you'll be able to see with this camera. We're having flood defences put in. That's the River Almond there, and you might just be able to see in the background there's some logs. You can see 2 trees on the skyline. They're going to get cut down. Just at the moment they've got bird nesting, so they can't do them. Trees have come down all the way along here, and you can see the sawdust and the logs. I'm helping David cut the logs, so I'll be filling up my wood stores. There's a silver lining to every cloud, but I'd prefer the trees to be there. On that sad note, I will leave you. That is the garden vlog. Bye bye.